Hey guys, let's have a short discussion about something, okay? I just made a video about this deconstruction that is happening in the Christian community. Most people are leaving or abandoning the church, and they're not leaving to start new denominations. They're just leaving and share their stories with other human beings out there, okay? So I've been thinking about everything that the church has taken us through over the last few generations, and I am finally starting to see some hope in the human race, because the church has not been a very beneficial institution in our society. There are some good things the church has helped do in our society, but it has not always been that way. And I am so glad that people are finally witnessing that the church has no answers. The church lacks answers. And church, there are a lot of people who are actually in that institution, who are praying, who are manipulating individuals for their own benefit. They are in there for their own self-interest. So it's something that I am really, really happy to see. Because you cannot tell me that an individual such as Kenneth Copeland is gonna go to heaven. That somebody like Joel Austin, a person who has such a huge facility, but during one of the biggest disasters in the United States of America, in the history of America, he refused to allow people to come and take shelter in such a fortified facility. You can't tell me that those are the people that God wants in heaven. Look. We are so done with this rhetoric, okay, that do not judge the individuals who preach to you the good message. Just listen to what they say and follow what they say. Bro, fuck that shit. If you are not following what you're telling me, how do you expect me to believe what you're saying? If you're selling me honey and you refuse to eat that honey, why would I even believe that whatever you're selling me is honey, bro? No, you have to live by what you preach. Your intentions, your motives, your purpose. If you believe in something so much, then you have to lead by example. So we are done. And I am so happy that the Gen Z, we are seeing the majority of the Gen Z who are finally just saying, you know what, we don't have to. We don't have to live by the expectations of our parents. We don't have to follow whatever our parents told us to do, okay? We are going to redefine our own spiritual lives, and we are going to follow that truth. Because statistics, the most recent statistics show that 40 to 45% of the Gen Z are religiously unaffiliated. But that is not how we grew up. I think I am one of the oldest member of the Gen Z. But especially in Africa, growing up, you had to go to church. If your parents go to church, you have to go to church, or else you're gonna get a beating. But now, Gen Zs are like, fuck this shit, man. Like, Christianity is not beneficial in any way. Like, people used to regard Christianity as something that provides some sort of a moral compass in the society. But people have figured out that morality does not really, morality does not necessarily come from Christianity. That Christianity or religion does not generate morality. Morality is something that has evolved with human beings, okay? We were primitive a long time ago, and then we figured out that, okay, people have feelings, people have emotions, and then there's something called common sense. For instance, look, Jesus Christ, okay, look, just listen to me. If I know that if I stab you, you're going to feel pain, and if you stab me, I'm gonna feel pain, then I will just, by common sense, I will just conclude that stabbing you is the wrong thing, because if I stab you, you'll be motivated to stab me and I'll feel pain. So let us not stab each other. It's simple like that. We don't need God to figure out such things, okay? All we need is common sense and emotions. If I can feel pain, you can feel pain, then let us try as hard as possible to prevent and avoid things that are going to make me feel pain and make you feel pain. It's simple that way. So it's a very hopeful thing to see. It's a very hopeful thing to see, because I am tired of seeing people being exploited by rich individuals who claim that they have a divine message, that they have a divine connection with God, something like that, that they have a direct line to God. It is such a stupid thing. I don't know. It's ironical. It's ironical that the pastor is gonna pray for you to acquire a car, or to acquire a certain amount of money, or to get a particular blessing in your life. But if he or she wants something in their life, they're just going to conduct a fundraising. Bro, like, dude, are we not supposed to pray to God to bring us these things? So why don't you do the same thing? Why don't you pray to God and wait and have patience and have faith in God? If you believe in the same thing that you do preach about, why do you get to conduct a fundraise and acquire whatever you want, and you want me to wait for God to be faithful? It doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense. Look, it does not make sense that I get to give 10% and wait for some blessing that I don't know when it's gonna arrive, but you live large every single day. Why do I have to wait for God to bless me and watch you being blessed every single day? No, man, that is narcissistic, man. That is narcissistic. You think you're more important than me? That your blessings cannot wait? You're so important to an extent that you have to be blessed like right there. Bro, what the fuck, man? And your blessings are big, man. Like, you are big blessings. The best cars, mansions, okay, huge money, bro, huge businesses. But I should be grateful to God and appreciate what God has done to me, even if it's minute, it's small, like maybe just enabling me to take my kids to school, that I should be grateful that I am breathing. Bro, you're also breathing. Are you grateful for that? Okay, it doesn't make sense, man. So it does not make sense at all. And I am very, very proud of this new generation. They are finally waking up. Bro, like, some people, you need to understand that you need to understand that going to church will never make you rich. Yeah, let's just face it. Because the reason why most people go to church is to break this poverty, this chain of poverty that has been in their family for a very long time. So they are trying to break these, generational curse. So they go to church hoping that maybe God will finally, bless us and give us something. It never works that way. If you want money, you have to work. You have to be an entrepreneur. You have to identify a problem in the world and solve that problem, and people will appreciate you for that. But going to church hoping that these people will help you figure out something, they will not. They will just extort from you the little you have. They want that. They are going to require that. They are going to demand that. So people have to understand that if you want to go to church, there are things the church will help you with. Okay? There are a couple of things there, but if you want things like money, if you want things like prosperity in the world, you have to be in the world. You have to interact with the world in a proper way in order to become rich, to become to become a person of influence in the world. So guys, I just made this video to congratulate all those individuals who are finally deconstructing or who are considering it. And I just want to encourage all those people that, hey, it's gonna be difficult at first, but it's not as hard as you think. And do not let anybody guilt trip you into not deconstructing. Okay? Deconstruction does not mean that you're becoming rebellious. Deconstruction means that you are just questioning, what is this thing I believe in? Does it serve me? Okay? Do I even believe it in the first place? Are these my ideas? Am I really convicted? Am I really persuaded? Do I really buy the entirety of this thing? So, I just want to encourage you that, hey, it's something worth doing.